Hello, welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing a fantastic. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today, I wanted to talk about this puppy here. This thing is over. No, it's actually 10 years. 10 years since this thing was released, and this is none other than the Sigma 150 to 600 millimeter lens, contemporary. Okay. Huge piece of glass at the end of this thing. Try to keep it as clean as possible. That's not what you want to do, by the way, but come on, let's face it, we all do it. We shouldn't, but yeah. The lens. Okay, so I'm here to talk about this thing because I've seen many videos over and over reviewing this lens. And recently too. I mean, you know, they're not that old. People saying that they're having focusing issues, you know, like pulsating, like if the subject is here, for example, here, the focus keeps going, you know, from here to the back, and like it can't just focus on the subject, so it keeps doing this, bouncing, you know, back and forth, you know. With this lens. Now, I'm going to be honest with you 100%. I have not experienced that one bit at all. I do see the focusing sometimes gets lost because of things in the foreground or, you know, something distracting in the background. But that happens also with my RF lenses. And my RF lenses are pretty darn sticky. They stick to that subject. So does this thing. I can't see the difference. You know, if I'm shooting when it comes to focusing. If I'm shooting with an RF lens or this Sigma contemporary lens. Now, there is one thing to be said though. The camera that I am using is the Canon R8. And the Canon R8, as you may or may not know, has the same sensor and autofocus as the R3 and the R6 Mark II. Great autofocus, great sensor, processor, blah, blah, blah. It may be that is making that difference, a bit of difference for me. I don't know. But what I want to do, don't take my word for it. I went picture taking today, my local park, and we're gonna jump into the computer and we're gonna go through all the raws, okay, just slowly. Please bear with me. I know it's gonna be a long video, but I'm trying to, you know, prove a point. The point being, those pulsating issues may not actually be with the lens, but maybe more than likely, as I have heard some YouTubers also say, it has to do with the R7 or crop sensor bodies, okay, or bodies that have a not so good, you know, autofocus sensor, whatnot. Okay, even on the full frame. So let's go into the computer, and I want to show you all the. We're going to go through not all, but some of these photos, some of these raw photos here, to show you guys what I mean. This thing is sticky, so let's get to it. All right, guys. So here we are at the folder. Now this we're gonna do this for a little bit, just to, you know, because why not? Just look at the raw files, raw photos to start with. So sharp, 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 and the trend continues. That was movement blur because I have my shutter speed a bit too low at 400, 1/400. But again, sharp, sharp, no issues until he does a sudden movement or sudden move. But okay, let's skip this. I think you get the point on that one. How about this one here? Look at this blue tit. And as you can see, I think you're already starting to get the point. all these shots, except for the ones where he makes a sudden move, they're sharp. Maybe my whites are blown out there, but other than that, they're sharp continuously. And this is burst mode, okay? And the tracking is not lost. It remains like locked on this bird, on these birds, the whole time. There were times when I kind of lost it, but that's just expected because of other irrelevant reasons, other than outside of being like, for example, here, this has nothing to do with the autofocus. That's just me moving my camera. But anyway, so let's get out of those. Let's move on to I don't know, maybe this is probably stupid to do, you guys don't want to see this, but I just wanted to show you, like, look at this. These are not keepers, by the way. This is just photos that I was just taking just because it's sharp, 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 sharp. And I think you get the point, right? This lens is not what a lot of people are saying. And if they are complaining about it, it's because they're not setting up their cameras properly. Or, they're not using the lens properly, or they're something else is going on there that it's outside of the lens fault. Look at all these photos in a sequence. All of them are sharp. All these photos, if I wanted to, based on quality, they're keepers. Look at that. Sharp on the eye. Okay. All right. So you guys get the point. No need to beat a dead horse here. Let's go to DPP, my favorite of all. Just for kicks, let's just open up a random file here, a random photo. Okay, how about we go with this one here? Okay, because why not? See, it's working here, but it'll sharpen up here in a second. Or maybe this one is not a sharp one. Nope, not this one here. This one is a softy, and I do get softies here and there. It happens. And here we go. But look at the level of details there. This thing is razor sharp. Mind you, I'm shooting from about 5 meters away. And we'll move on to this one. Same thing, sharp. It'll clean up here in a bit. I think you guys get the point. So, my experience with this lens has been incredible. I love it. It's almost crazy. It's almost crazy to think that this thing is under $1,000. Now let's look at the my finished the photos that I actually finished, that I edited. So this one here, I think it's called a Eurasian nuthatch or something like that. Yeah. My edited blue tit. Yep. So this is just randomly picked images. Nothing, no reason in particular. Let's just grab one, edit it, and that's it. This is what I end up with. Nothing spectacular, but to me they're good photos for a hobbyist. Okay, so point of the whole story is that the Sigma 150 to 600 contemporary is a great lens. I just think that people either are not having the right settings in their cameras, or they're using the wrong camera with the right lens. It's in my opinion. This lens produces back-to-back sharp images from, it doesn't matter the distance, either close, like 2 meters or 3 meters close, to infinity, as far as the reach of 600 millimeters can reach, and sharpness within reason, of course. This thing is just razor sharp. I love this lens, and I would highly recommend it to anybody with a full frame camera, be the R8 or the R or the RP or the R6 Mark II, or even the R5 or R5 Mark II or 2, whatever. This lens will come through. And look at the background. I mean, that's at 6.3, 600 millimeters. That background disappears. Like here, you know, you have some stuff in the foreground, but look at the background here. It just vanishes. Here, the same. This is a little bit noisy, but you know, I'll clean it up. Maybe I'll redo another one. But yeah, the background here as well, it's, you know, disappeared. So this is a fantastic, fabulous lens, and I'm going to tell you something. I actually, by default, whenever I pack and I go out, the lens that is in my hand with my camera attached to it is this lens here, the Sigma 150 to 600C. Because a lot of times I go into shadows and I want to allow as much light to hit that sensor so that I can get those nice sharp images. I don't want to have to worry about the lighting, you know, things like that. This lens is just a godsend, and I I don't know what else to tell you. Yes, I'm bragging about the lens because I love it. It is fantastic. If anybody tells you otherwise, either they don't know what they're talking about, or they don't know what they're doing, or maybe they just are using it with the wrong camera. That's it. And I know there's a lot of pros out there, professionals, that, you know, have tested this lens, and they also complain about the pulse setting issue. In that respect, I don't know what to say. All I can tell you is that with my R8, and in, you know, taking small, you know, pictures of these tiny little birds, this thing is sticky. It locks and it doesn't let go unless you make sudden movements or you pass through something obstructing your subject, and it'll focus to that, and it'll focus right back to your subject. This is my experience with this lens. I love it. I will never sell this lens. It is a steal for $1,000. I almost can't believe it that it is that cheap. Anyway, I'm not going to keep mumbling around and going in circles here. I hope you guys get the point. I'm pretty sure you do. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.